are really in deep into the reigning world, and I'd never been around that before.
Before his death at the age of 80, Sam Elliott reveals the names of 6 actors whom he does not want present at his funeral. Sam Elliott, with that warm, husky voice and the mustache that has become legendary, the roles that make us feel the dust of the trail and the weight of words from a man's man. But folks, as Sam is approaching what many call the twilight of his incredible life at age 80, he is breaking his long silence in a raw, unfiltered confession that is shaking Hollywood to its core. Sam has named 6 figures from the industry that he simply cannot stand. These are not ordinary dislikes. These are people he says he does not want anywhere near his funeral. It is a list born from decades of grit, clashes, and unshakable principles. Stay with me as we unravel this mystery, layer by layer, with the seriousness it deserves. A touch of emotion for the man behind the legend, and just enough intrigue to keep you on the edge of your seat. Because in the end, this is not just gossip. It is a lesson in integrity, authenticity, and what it means to stand your ground in an ever-changing world. First, let us set the scene in more detail so we truly understand the man Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott was born on August 9, 1944, in Sacramento, California, right in the heart of America, where values of hard work, honesty, and quiet strength were nurtured from a young age. He grew up in a family where his father was an employee of the United States Forest Service, teaching him about resilience and respect for nature. From his childhood days, Sam dreamed of becoming an actor, but his path was not easy. He attended the University of Oregon and later Clark College in Vancouver, Washington, where he participated in local plays to hone his skills. Sam's career began with small roles in television films in the 1960s, like in the series Mission Impossible or Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid in 1969, where he only appeared briefly but left an impression with his tall, lean appearance and distinctive voice. That was the foundation for a career spanning more than 5 decades, with over 100 films and television shows. Sam is not a star who chases the spotlight. He is a family man, married to actress Catherine Ross since 1984, and they have a daughter named Cleo Rose Elliott. This marriage, lasting over 40 years, is a rarity in Hollywood, where relationships often crumble under the pressure of fame. And now, at age 80 in 2025, facing the reality of time, he is reflecting on his career. Why speak out now? Well, folks, it is like he is clearing the air, ensuring his legacy is pure. No grudges to the grave, but the truth laid bare. It is emotional, is it not? Thinking about a man like Sam, who has given us so much, drawing lines in the sand. And the list? It is not about petty squabbles. It is about professional betrayals, disrespect for the Western spirit, and a Hollywood gone astray. We will go through each one, starting with a director no stranger to controversy. Number 1 on Sam's list, Jane Campion. Now, if you are like me, you remember Jane as the visionary filmmaker behind The Piano in 1993, a film that brought her major awards and put New Zealand on the cinematic storytelling map. She is one of the top female directors with a poetic, profound style that often explores themes of gender, power, and human emotions. But in 2021, things heated up with her film The Power of the Dog, a psychological western nominated for multiple Oscars. Sam did not hold back on a popular podcast called WTF with Mark Maron in 2022, calling the film a piece of shit, a piece of garbage, and misunderstanding the soul of the American West. He mocked the lead actor's role, Benedict Cumberbatch, describing it as more like a male stripper than a real cowboy, and questioning why a filmmaker from New Zealand thought she could capture the raw essence of American cowboy life. For Sam, it is not just geography, it is legitimacy. He sees her work as stylized outsider art, lacking the lived truth he values, with homosexual undertones throughout the film that made him uncomfortable. And Jane? She fired back at the Directors Guild of America Awards in 2022, calling Sam a little bit of a bitch, a bit of a bitch, in a way that echoed his own tough lines in films. She accused him of sexism and racism, saying his discomfort stemmed from a woman from abroad exploring repressed masculinity in the West. Ouch. That exchange was not just words. It was a philosophical rift between old Hollywood values and the new wave of inclusive, challenging stories. Afterward, Sam publicly apologized in April 2022 at an event, admitting he had hurt many people, including Jane and the crew, and expressing regret for his words. But folks, that does not change his fundamental stance on authenticity in cinema. Let us pause here and reflect more deeply. From my perspective, this conflict is not just personal. It is symbolic of the shifts in the film industry. Sam represents that rugged era where Western films were about honor, silence, and harsh lessons from the land, like in the classics of John Wayne or Clint Eastwood, whom he admires. Jane brings a modern lens, probing emotions and identities we did not talk about back then, using poetic imagery and psychological depth to challenge stereotypes. These are weighty issues, stirring emotions because they touch on how we evolve as a society, especially at our age, when we witness the change from black and white films to digital works. Yet there is mystery here. Is Sam truly gatekeeping the genre, or is he protecting a cultural legacy he has lived through? Personally, I admire Sam's unyielding stance. It inspires us to hold our principles, even at the cost of friends or reputation. But Jane's boldness reminds us that art thrives on fresh voices, and perhaps that is why The Power of the Dog won the Oscar for Best Director in 2022. It is profound, is it not, how one film can ignite such debate, teaching us that respect in Hollywood is not given, it is earned through authenticity and the courage to face criticism. And in 2025, as Sam continues his career with new projects like the second season of Landman, we see him still holding those values, unchanged by time. Continuing, but keeping that emotional thread alive, let us talk about Ashton Kutcher. Ashton, the charming guy from sitcoms like That 70s Show in 1998, where he became a star as the goofy but lovable Michael Kelso, and then parlayed his boyish smile into romantic comedies like No Strings Attached or Just Married, while investing in tech with big successes like A-grade investments. Sam crossed paths with him on Netflix's The Ranch, a family comedy series running from 2016 to 2020, where Ashton played Colt Bennett, the son returning to the ranch after a failed football career, and Sam was Bo Bennett, the tough, conservative father. But instead of meeting on set as expected, their first encounter was at a private script reading, where Sam immediately sensed the difference through Kutcher's modern, dynamic approach to the role. With quick-witted humor and social media charm, Sam kept it professional, delivering lines with the gravitas that has defined his decades-long career, from Wade Garrett in Roadhouse in 1989 to Virgil Earp in Tombstone in 1993. But behind the scenes, there was tension. Crew members whispered about Sam's subtle headshakes and muttered comments like, "He's a nice guy, but not a real actor." For Sam, Ashton symbolizes Hollywood's shift toward appeal over depth, image over substance, especially since Ashton rose through reality shows like Punk'd and his marriage to Demi Moore. Now, digging deeper into this relationship, it is a clash of worlds. Sam's old-school honing, where he spent years climbing the ladder with seasoned supporting roles like in Mask in 1985 or The Golden Compass in 2007, versus Ashton's rapid rise through laughs and paparazzi headlines. Emotionally, it tugs at the heart. Sam, after years in supporting roles, sees fame handed out like candy, while he fought for recognition, only getting his first Oscar nomination in 2019 for A Star Is Born. Yet, from my view, there is inspiration here. Sam never sabotaged. He upheld standards, reminding us that true art requires living the role, not just playing it. like how he learned to ride horses and shoot guns for Western films. Beyond the light sensationalism from backstage rumors, this reveals tensions between art and commerce in Hollywood, where Netflix shows like The Ranch offer opportunities but also change storytelling. Personally, I empathize with Sam. At our later age, we value substance over flash, and The Ranch showed Sam could adapt without losing himself. But Ashton's freshness keeps the industry vibrant, with projects like Your Place or Mine in 2023. It is a balance that makes us think, what legacy do we want? One with depth or sparkle? And in 2025, as Sam presses on with roles like in Landman, we see him still standing firm, inspiring the next generation. Next, Jared Leto. Jared is that enigmatic figure, Oscar winner for Dallas Buyers Club in 2013, where he drastically lost weight to play a transgender person with HIV, leader of the band 30 Seconds to Mars with best-selling albums like A Beautiful Lie, and king of method acting with pranks on Suicide Squad in 2016, where he sent dead rats to co-star Margot Robbie to embody the Joker. But to Sam, it is all contrived. He sees Jared's extremes as attention-seeking, not dedication, like in Morbius in 2022 or House of Gucci in 2021, where he used a heavy Italian accent, like he's at a costume party. Sam was reportedly grumbling to a friend, shaking his head at what he considers performative art gone awry. Though they never worked together, Sam once auditioned for a project but backed out upon learning Jared was involved. A silent statement of disapproval, similar to how he turns down roles that do not align with his values. Exploring deeper, method acting like Jared's blurs lines between life and role, creating intensity but often chaos. As when he lived as the Joker 24/7, Sam advocates restraint, whisper, do not yell, be present without props. As in his role in 1883 in 2021, where he brought real ranch experience. This stirs mystery. Is Jared a pioneer or a showman? Emotionally, it moves. Sam guards the sanctity of acting against what he calls betrayal, especially when Jared faced criticism for over-the-top methods in Blade Runner 2049. My commentary: while Jared's commitment wins awards, Sam's restraint inspires longevity, with his career spanning over 100 credits. Personally, I lean toward Sam's view. Art should serve the story, not the ego. And this mirrors Hollywood's shift from classic stars like Gary Cooper to modern performers. Profound for us elders, in life, as in film, authenticity outlasts spectacle. This light sensational revelation urges us to question, when does passion become pretense? And in 2025, with Jared in projects like Tron Ares, we see the contrast starkly with Sam's style. Now, Kevin Costner. Kevin is the golden boy of Western films. Dances with Wolves in 1990, where he won the Oscar for Best Director. Wyatt Earp in 1994, and the hit series Yellowstone from 2018, where he plays John Dutton, the ranch owner battling modern forces. But Sam sees him as Hollywood's polished version, clean boots, smooth dialogue, no real grit, as in The Postman or Waterworld, raised in the real West. Sam embodies harsh life. Kevin, in his eyes, just cosplays it, especially when Sam called Yellowstone like Dallas with Cowboys in a 2022 interview. In private chats, Sam mocked Kevin's ranching roles as dress-up. Though no direct collaboration, Sam declined a guest spot on Yellowstone, viewing it as soap opera in cowboy hats. Though he said, I love Kevin Costner, but hates the series for lacking authenticity. The unspoken tension, a chill that could freeze the desert, but rooted in principles. Like Sam in 1883, the prequel to Yellowstone, where he played Shay Brennan with real grit. Analyzing, it is about commercializing the West. Kevin's epics popularize it for broad audiences, but Sam fears they dilute the essence, as in his 2024 interview discussing Western legacy. Emotionally, it weighs heavy. Sam defends a philosophy of quiet strength and honor, learned from his father. Mystery lingers. Is Kevin phony or adapting to the times? From my view, Sam's stance inspires us to honor roots, especially as Yellowstone became a phenomenon with spin-offs like 1923. Personally, I respect both. Kevin expands appeal with billion-dollar grosses. Sam preserves purity through roles like in The Hero in 2017. Profound. At our age, we learn true success honors origins, not just box office. And in 2025, with Kevin leaving Yellowstone for Horizon, an American saga, we see the shifts continue. The next one mentioned is Nicolas Cage. Nick is the wild card. Intense, unpredictable. From Leaving Las Vegas in 1995, Oscar win, to blockbusters like National Treasure, Sam values restraint. A pause says volumes, as in Up in the Air in 2009. Nick's explosions, chaos to Sam, especially in Ghost Rider in 2007, where they co-starred, with Nick as Johnny Blaze and Sam as Carter Slade. The old Ghost Rider. Their first interaction was a private rehearsal where Sam's reserve met Nick's energy head-on, off-camera. Sam kept distance, later alluding to actors who hijack stories with ego in interviews. Nick's style risks all for impact. Sam's is a subtle smolder, as in thank you for smoking. This evokes emotion. Sam's disappointment in eroded craft. Mystery, genius, or gimmick. Personally, I see value in diversity, but Sam's discipline inspires consistency, with his steady career versus Nick's ups and downs. Profound lesson. In life, quiet presence often endures over noise. And in 2025, with Nick in Longlegs, the contrast is clear. Finally, Benedict Cumberbatch. The British star, with his brooding role in The Power of the Dog, ignited Sam's ire. Stiff posture, polished delivery, all fake to him. What does this Englishman know about the American West? Sam growled on that 2022 podcast, mocking the Phil Burbank role as prissy instead of authentic. Benedict poured heart into it, learning ranch work and staying in character, but Sam saw a cultural disconnect. Lacking the solitude and code of the West, he lived in films like Costner in 1991. No initial apology from Sam, but he regretted in 2022, though his stance held. In analysis, it is authenticity versus interpretation, with Benedict bringing British finesse through Sherlock or Doctor Strange. Emotions raw, Sam guards a way of life. Mystery, cultural clash, or narrowness. My view, Sam's passion inspires cultural pride, while Benedict's nuance enriches, as in The Imitation Game. Personally, it touches me. At our age, we cherish heritage, and in 2025, with Benedict in The Roses, we see the blend. Folks, as we wrap this emotional journey, Sam's list is not hatred, it is testament to values. Serious, mysterious, sensational in its honesty, it inspires us to live authentically. What legacy will we leave? Share below, like, subscribe. See you next time. Stay strong.